Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage on the BX. 1 week of driving this now. Really enjoying this car. The entire family is enjoying this car. It's a lot of fun. It's very basic motoring, still very interesting because of the suspension primarily, and it's just a nice driver. It's pretty silent. It's pretty quick, surprisingly. It's pretty quick actually. And it's looking pretty cool also. I really like the color. So far so good. I really enjoy this car. But as mentioned in the previous video, the first few weeks of driving a new car that has been standing off the road for many years, in this case around 10 years I think, problems will probably show themselves within the first couple of weeks. Nothing major so far. I have a noisy hydraulic pump that is annoying me a lot. A very kind viewer offered to send a spare one that hopefully is better. It's on its way. Unfortunately, it didn't arrive today, so I can't change that now. But there's another thing that I would like to take a look at, because I have an engine management light coming on, or actually the catalytic converter light is popping in from time to time. That did not happen at the MOT, because that would be an instant fail. It actually happened 1 or 2 days later for the first time. This car passed the MOT measurement with flying colors. The lambda numbers were nice, the O2, the CO2, the hydrocarbons, all that were extremely nice. The MOT man even asked me if I had changed the catalytic converter. It really performed well. Slightly unsure if it's still performing well with that light coming on, because that could be related to the catalytic converter after all. But what I want to do is to see if I can figure out what is causing that light and if I can fix it. I have a feeling that it's related to the throttle position actually, because I can start up the car all right and drive it very fast and the light will not come on. I can also drive it very slowly and the light won't come on. But if I drive it where we would normally have the throttle, under normal driving conditions, it sort of pops on. So it feels like it's related to the position of the throttle. And this car got a throttle positioning sensor, which is known to give problems. It could be that. It could also be the lambda. It's a very, very, very basic engine management system on this one. As far as I know, it relies on engine RPMs, throttle positioning sensor, and the lambda. There's nothing really else in it. But what I want to do is to try to see if there's any fault codes in the system, and I can use the fancy Citroën tester that I got for that. So I'm going to start off doing that. Another thing that I might add is that I have driven this, I think, 400 kilometers or something like that now, and I have fueled it up a couple of times. I get a fuel smell when it's completely filled, so it might be spilling a little bit. I'm not sure. Nothing up here at least, nothing dangerous. But the economy is not impressive so far. And that's one of the main reasons why I want to drive this, is because it's pretty economical. But so far I got around 13 kilometers on a liter, and I was expecting at least 14, maybe a little bit more. I have done some test driving and so on, which is of course a bit more fuel using, but I have also driven some long trips on highway speeds and so on. So I was expecting a little bit more, which could point towards something with the fuel mixture being a little bit too rich maybe. But it could also just be the car waking up. It hasn't really driven for 10 years, so maybe some of the stuff needs to be a little bit freshened up. I've also decided, as some of you pointed out in a previous video, to change the spark plugs and the cap and rotor. It's on its way, just to make sure that all that is nice and dandy. But I'm gonna see if I can get any error codes out of this. This should help me read out the codes. You could also do the blink method that I did on the XM. It's pretty much the same setup, so you could use an LED lamp to just blink out the error codes. I think you can even get the engine ECU thingy to blink out the codes. But yeah, it should be possible to use this to do it also. I need to press this one and then put ignition on within 7 seconds. I'm gonna do that real quick. There we go. It's not a lot of time to have to do that. And then I have to press this until this lights over here. Like that. Then I think it will just start to to read out the codes. It will start with 12 and finish with 11. 12 marks the beginning of the test, 11 the end. So if 11 shows up now, then it will not, then it don't have any fault codes. Oh, something is coming up. 41 and 33, 21 and 11. We got 41, 33 and 21. I need to check what those means. So I had to ask around a bit, and I got in contact with the guy who I borrowed that machine from. He knows a lot about these Citroëns, and he could tell me that 41 should be ignored if the car runs, starts and runs. And 33 is the throttle potentiometer or the throttle positioning sensor, which would make sense considering what I was experiencing. And the last one, 21, is the idle switch. But it could be, remember this car's just been started up, it could be maybe sticking a little bit or something like that. So what I want to do is to just make sure that all the connectors are nice and clean, disconnect them and check them. Apparently though, that throttle positioning sensor is a known issue. It got carbon tracks, which tends to wear out. So I might have an issue with that actually. But I think it would be wise to just check the connectors out, clean them, reset the error codes, and then take it for a spin and see if it comes back. So what I want to do now is to just delete the error codes. There we go, EF. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna redo the test one more time just for the fun of it. Ignition off. Reset this one. Press this one. Ignition on. Press this one until it starts the test like that. And then I am expecting 12, then 11, maybe 41 still, but not anything else than that. Yeah, 41 is coming back. And 11. So I think that means that there are no error codes. It's a weird thing that 41 should be ignored, but I read it in the manual as well, so it's not just something that he came up with. If anyone knows why it's making that and it should be ignored unless the car doesn't run, it's a bit weird. It's apparently something to do with the camshaft sensor or the RPM sensor. But why it's giving a fault code, I'm not sure. Maybe it's because the engine is not running when the test is done. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna try to take a look at those switches just to clean them up and then go for a drive again. By the way, when the error code came up the first time, I disconnected the battery for a long time. So I have made sure that it wasn't just a one-time deal and a stored error code. And also, as mentioned, it doesn't come on straight away. It comes on when driving the car a specific way, it feels like. So it's coming back, the error. So firstly, I will make some room by disconnecting this air box. That reminds me that I haven't even looked at the air filter. Remember when I started up the Princess and sucked in a mouse trap because I didn't check the air filter? Will I ever learn? It could be a lot of fun if there is a mouse trap in this one, or a mouse nest in this one also. Oh, this hose needs to be changed at least. That could actually give quite a big vacuum leak, but I'm not sure that it will matter much. But that's definitely not great. But the error codes didn't have anything to do with vacuum leaks, so not sure what the deal is. This has been taped up quite a lot actually. Okay, so that explains something, because I did notice a lot of oily stuff here, and the breather system was, the hose was broken, and yeah, it's been making a mess, which hasn't, of course, made anything better. It could actually be the reason for this issue, because maybe there's oil in the connectors, and maybe the amount of falls of unmetered air could mess stuff up, but I'm not sure it actually can measure anything. There is no mass airflow sensor or anything on this one. It's just a throttle positioning sensor. I'm actually not sure how that system is correcting itself. Maybe just with the lamp there. Yeah, the air filter is not great, but it's not that bad either. So I'm just going to take out the box. There we go. So the first thing I want to take a look at is that throttle positioning sensor. It got anti-tampering screw, so I guess this is the original one, but I'm told that these are not that reliable and they will burn out the carbon tracks in them. I don't think I can fix it. So what I want to do is just clean up the connectors and hope that it will do a difference, that it will matter something. And if not, then I will probably have to see if I can find another one of these. I'm not sure it's something that can be taken apart and fixed up. I don't think I want to try when I don't have any spares lying around. The bad news is that it looks really clean inside of that connector, so I don't think I will have much luck just cleaning. I was thinking that I could try to see what it actually reads on this multimeter, if I can figure out which of the prongs is actually the output. We'll probably get power from the ECU and then give some kind of output to show where the throttle is where the throttle is. Is it there maybe? That's definitely measuring something. Just trying to see if I can find a spot where it's maybe measuring nothing. It's definitely measuring something. So this throttle positioning sensor is probably bad, but let's just clean that up, clean the other one up as well, the one that is over here, which is the throttle switch, and then see if I can fix that air leak, which is making it very nasty in here, but I don't think it will change anything because it doesn't have anything to measure how much air goes in. So it probably won't make any difference. But it would not be nice to not have it put oil all over the place. It's been taped together. I'm just going to try to take it all apart. So yeah, this is supposed to go in here, of course. With a pretty small hole. I wonder if I could plastic weld this. It's going to be a bit of an attempt. So I think this turned out all right. It seems to be solid, at least. That plastic welder was a good investment. It wasn't very expensive, but it really opens up a lot of possibilities. So I'm going to fit everything back, take it for a spin, and see if the light comes on. And if it does, then go back to the garage and check which codes came back. I think it will end up with me trying to get another throttle positioning sensor. But we'll see. So let's go ahead and see if the error comes back. Nothing so far. A couple of hesitations though. That could be because I'm extra observing right now, and the cables could probably need a changing. But currently I'm only interested in that light, if that comes on. And if it does, then which of the error codes gets back, if it's the 33, which I expected to be, or the 21, which I wasn't expecting. I have absolutely no issues with the idle. So if the idle valve, which is 21, or the idle switch is broken, it would surprise me, because then it wouldn't idle, and it's idling just fine. As mentioned, it's actually driving really nicely. I had a couple of hesitations just before, but that's not something I have noticed before, to be honest. Maybe messing around with the old plugs and with the old wires has made that happen. They are gone now at least, but it would be nice to change those wires for sure. But I can say that it so far is better than before, because it's not on yet, and it would normally switch on within 200 meters or something like that. So, but it's a bit too early to say. I got a clutch cable that could use some lubrication, by the way. Can you hear that? There's a couple of small things that needs fixing on this, but overall this is probably the most functioning car that I have owned for a long time. There's not a lot of things to go wrong in it, and very few of them has, so that's a good thing. I'm planning on making a driving video on this very soon, so I'm not gonna talk much about that. But I can tell you that this car is way more fun than I was expecting when I was looking at the specification, the 1.4, the 75 horsepower, and so on. But it's just so much fun and so comfortable to drive fast on these small roads because of the wonderful suspension. I think it got a 0 to 100 time of 12 seconds, but it feels a lot quicker, especially up to around 60. It's not letting me down in any way, that's for sure. But so far, no issues, no error codes. Maybe I'm lucky. Just gonna have to see. I'm gonna call this a success. I'm gonna have to, maybe it comes back in a couple of days, who knows. It could be that I'm lucky that it was just all that oily stuff from the broken breather valve or breather hose that maybe has gotten into the connectors and giving it a false reading. I don't know, but all I know is that I have now driven it way longer than what was normally the case with this issue, so we'll see. We'll see if it comes back. If it comes back, I think I will have to see if I can find another throttle potentiometer. Maybe I should even try to find one already. Thank you for watching. Don't forget you can support me. There is a Patreon link down below. You can also go to the merch shop and buy something with something rusty on it. And let's just finish off this video with a small 0 to 80 acceleration test, slightly downhill, just to make it a little more exciting. See you in the next one.